Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for tuning in. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you are tuning in from. And if you're new here, I'm Kai Gabiam, and I interview entrepreneurs and those that have relocated to Africa so they can share their experiences with us. This platform is all about promoting our businesses. So if you're a business owner and you love to join me also live to share your product or services, please email me at the diaspora channel at gmail.com. And also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram so you can send me a message right there as well. I hope your week is going well. And tonight we have another interesting guest, and he's an entrepreneur. His name is Reggie Haynes, and he's here tonight. He's the creator, actually. He's the creator of the House of Reggie. He's an entrepreneur. He's an actor, and also a radiographer. So he's here tonight to share more about his show, the House of Reggie, and also what inspired him to become an actor. And right now we are in 2022. So many madness have been happening for a long time, but it's so important to have conscious actors, if I can put it like that, like Reggie, so they can actually represent us well. That's why I'm so honored and excited to have him here tonight. If you are also interested, for those of you that are interested to join the French or airway classes, email me or send me a DM as well, and we'll take it right from there. And big shout out to all the supporters of this platform. I really appreciate all of you. Bonjour ou bonsoir, j'espère que vous allez bien. Moi, je vais super bien. Je suis Kai Gabiam et je mets en avant les business Black-owned sur cette plateforme. Je fais des entretiens avec des entrepreneurs qui partagent leur parcours ainsi que ceux qui ont quitté l'Occident pour aller s'installer en Afrique. Eux aussi partagent leurs expériences de vie avec nous. Et ce soir, nous recevons Reggie Haynes. C'est un afrodescendant. Il est musicien, premièrement, musicien, acteur. Et puis, il forme pas mal de gens aussi qui veulent se lancer dans le domaine de la cinématographie. Je crois que c'est ça le mot. Donc, il est là ce soir, Reggie est là ce soir pour partager avec nous ce qui l'a motivé à devenir acteur. Et il n'est pas un acteur, c'est un acteur pas comme les autres, parce que là, il fait tellement attention au rôle qu'il joue. Donc, là, il partagera avec nous comment il a commencé, ce qu'il a inspiré, et il nous parlera aussi de son show qui s'appelle The House of Reggie. Donc, si vous êtes entrepreneur ou vous avez quitté l'Occident pour aller s'installer en Afrique et vous voulez aussi nous joindre ici pour partager votre expérience avec nous, envoyez-moi seulement un mail sur thediasporachannel@gmail.com ou simplement envoyez-moi un message sur Instagram, le nom, c'est The Diaspora Channel. Et là, vous serez en mesure aussi de nous joindre ici pour partager votre expérience avec nous. So, guys, let me bring Reggie on. Hi, Reggie.
How you doing, Queen?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing phenomenally well, and it is a tremendous honor to be here, and I really appreciate the opportunity you have me today.
Awesome. Thanks so much for joining the show. And I'm sure we're going to learn a lot again. And that's what I like about this platform. Our guests, they're from various sector industries. They do different things. So it just help us all to learn from their experiences. So I really love you to tell the viewers who you are, a little bit about yourself, and also what inspired you to become an actor.
Okay, so simply put, who I believe that I am, Reggie Haynes is a person who tries to represent himself as a symbolic being, and while doing so, he tries to have anyone who's focusing their attention on him to focus on the message and not the messenger. And in that message, I'm always trying to present what I believe to be truth, African empowerment, African unity. And along those lines, I'm also trying to let it be known to our people, we are our own leaders and we have everything in our life to liberate or free ourselves from any form of evil or oppression. Excuse me. So when it comes in the way of doing mentoring, music, acting, writing, directing, videography, etc., I always try to present those particular messages to anyone who's focusing their attention on me, the symbolic being. So that's pretty much who I believe Reggie Haynes is.
Awesome. That is so, so great. Keeping it very, very humble and simple. That is Reggie. Yeah. So, Reggie, I really want you to tell us, when it comes to the whole acting career thing, how did you get into acting in the first place?
So I should have answered that. My apologies, Queen.
No,
Yes.
that's
So
okay.
so when it comes in regards to acting or just the film industry in general, um, I was born and raised in Houston, Texas, and while being there, those people that know Texas football, American football is like a religion. So I was always told, "Hey, look, you're going to be a football player." But it was my mother and a few other uh, elders of mine who inspired me to say, "Hey, look, you can do anything you put your mind to." I always wanted to be an entertainer, but I wanted to do it in a way to where it was presenting what I believe to be truth, at the same time having fun and enjoying what I'm doing. So I've never gone to any type of filming school, acting school, whatever. I just studied what I saw on TV. And I love my mother. She's like the best mentor, best parent that you could ever ask for, because there was a TV platform. For those from Houston, Texas know about this, when it was called UPN 20. And it was people who had their own shows, who looked like me, who looked like us, Queen. And on these shows, not only were they the lead actor, they were also entertaining, writing their own scripts, being behind the scenes in every way that you could think of. My mom pointed at that screen when I was about 8 or 9 years old and said, "If they can do it, so can you." And I've been inspired ever since.
So, what types of roles do you normally take on?
So when it comes to me, people do offer me to come on, to their platforms and portray a particular character, etc. But for me, I just saw that it was more enjoyable for me to actually create my own roles, etc. And the roles that I take on are empowering. If it is a worldly mindset, I don't take on the roles of what I know a lot of people in the industry who look like me take on: being a gangster, being a thug, being a low life, being any of these negative or derogative symbols. I don't take on any of that, because I feel like that is not for the greater good of for our people. It's for the worse. And I feel like these are roles that our people are quick to take on, because the way that the industry is set up is to where it's like, hey, look, we're going to put people who are outside of the African and the Black community. And I hate using that word black, but we're going to take people that's outside of those communities and make them the stars and make it seem like this is the way that it's supposed to be, make them the gods and the phenomenal beings. And we're going to make you the original people, which we are, Queen. We are, connected to the original people of this world, possibly the universe. I got to do a little bit more research. We are told to be at the bottom. We are told to be degenerates. We are told to be toxified. And those are roles that I totally avoid, because I know for a fact that programming is real and they want us to portray these roles or to present these roles. So when we look at that, we've already been stripped of our all. That's what racism is to me. Racism, on a side note, is to where every group or every ethnic group outside of the African or Black people is benefiting off of our misfortunes by making us feel as low as humanly possible in every way, shape, form, or fashion. And while doing that, it makes it easy for us to basically have a label slapped on us, and take on that role or take on that label and just live it. And I feel like that's what a lot of our people have done. and programming is like the icing on the cake. So I never take on any derogative roles that represent our people in any way, shape, form, or fashion. I take on roles like Legacy in my TV show, who is a superhuman, who wants to basically represent himself as a person who's trying to liberate and free all of his people and all those who are good within an inhumane system. So that way they're no longer a part of it. A character like YR, I based him off of my cousin who passed away in early 2000, the year 2000. Um, his name is Gregory Haynes, and I base YR for him because he's a particular public figure who doesn't want that role. He wants to free his people. So you have all of these different characters to where they're basically just trying to do the right thing, stay, productive in every way that you can think of, and they're very powerful. They're not weak. Because I know another thing is too, our people are just so quick to take on so many roles to where it degrades our people. And I'm just sick and tired of it. So if I can be one of many who can say, no, we have other options, we can actually do better. We don't have to depend on these industries who make it seem like they're the only option. And we have our own industries to go to, our own productions to go to, then I'll take that route. Because like I told you many times, Queen, there is no price on this earth that is worth my soul. So any role that I play, whether it's in real life or on camera, I'm always trying to represent myself in a phenomenal and powerful way as a true king or god, rather than some form of a slave or a peasant.
I love and respect that. And I hope more actors out there, will have your mindset, because at this point, we really, people have been telling our stories for the longest time. So if you are someone that, that the so-called blacks, you are part of, the black community. If you're going to take on a role, you really have to think beyond your pocket. That's how I put it. Because there are young people out there watching and seeing, the madness, purely because of money, certain roles, they are taking on and portraying us just in the wrong way. So, it's so important in 2022 for us, black people, if I can put it like that, it doesn't matter the sector. We have to, you can't expect people to respect you if you are not respecting yourself. So when it comes down to roles, when it comes down to, even how we treat each other, the things that we say, we might not necessarily agree with everyone, but there is a way we should carry ourselves, and that goes, into the acting industry as well. Same like, when it comes to music, because those are where our, most of our children are just glued to those things. So if we are not showing them who we really are, then let us not be surprised if 10 years time, 20 years time, they have low self-esteem. They don't even know that they have this in them all along, and they have the greatness in them to achieve anything. So we have to be mindful, when it comes to taking on roles. And that's when we connected. That's one thing I really respect and like about you. So how long have you been in the acting industry?
Well, I've been in it, the industry, Queen, because I did American football all the way up until I was like 20 years old. Had
Okay.
an NFL tryout, didn't want to pursue that career, so I just wanted to do videography, acting,
Mm,
etc. So I've been doing videography and acting and all of that for about like 9 years.
okay.
Still have a lot of work to do, always room for improvement. But I know my wife and I are going to try to start a family in a few years. So once I do that, I'm going to want to just focus on my children and
Your
put the acting and
family.
all that stuff to the side. So I'm probably got about 2 more years left in me. But
Oh.
piggybacking on what you just said about our people is to where I used to be so upset to where our people just don't see how phenomenal they are. And if
Hmm.
they knew how phenomenal they were, if they knew the spirituality that flows through them, because I give all the credit when I do anything, whether it's music, mentoring, acting, writing, etc. I give all the credit to my elders who have come before me, and I give all
Hmm.
the credit to my ancestors because their spirituality flows through me, leading me to do whatever I'm doing. So
Right.
for our people to ever allow the oppressors to program them to think that it's better to be a slave rather than, live up to their full potential of being a phenomenal being.
Mhm.
I just think that I used to think that was sad, but now I understand to where we are unfortunately a part of an inhumane system to where the people who are going to consistently take on these roles of being a slave, knowing that they have every opportunity to do their own research, to
Mm.
actually, just look in the mirror, just look within themselves and see how phenomenal they are, and they don't need to be a part of this inhumane system.
Mhm.
I feel like those people who want to stay attached to that inhumane system are going to burn alive with it, or it's going to crumble down with them, because that's what I'm seeing right now for firsthand. And I'm glad that it's happening, because there's been a lot of our ancestors who have said it many times.
Mm.
When it comes in regards to us actually as a people, African people being solely free, a lot of us aren't going to make it. And the reason I feel like that is because you have a lot of people who are comfortable being slaves. And I feel
Mhm.
like, instead of me being comfortable being a slave, I'd rather either be a freedom fighter or a warrior or just a true king. And I know that there's a lot of us out there that has that same mentality, if not a better one.
Mhm.
So I just wanted to piggyback on that, Queen, and say I feel you. And I know that we are in a day and age to where everybody is starting to see the truth, or the truth is starting to be presented to us, whether we like it or not. And I'm loving it, because it's exposing who wants to stay being a puppet or a slave, who wants to stay being an inhumane, cowardice oppressor, and who wants to stay a true, phenomenal being who is connected to the most, or to the original people, which is our people. And that's what I'm happy about.
Good. Reggie, you are a producer, and
Yes,
for the people in the chat, kindly, you know what you do. All the links will be in the description box later. But could you tell us a little bit about your new show, The House of Reggie,
yes,
please?
yeah. So the House of Reggie's TV show is a show that I created a long time ago. It started off as a web series. Now it's a TV show on my platform. The platform is rhtelevisions.com. That is the home of the RHTV network, and the RHTV network, of course. The House of Reggie's TV show is connected to all of that. So with this TV show, I just wanted to create something on my own to where I just didn't need much help or many resources when it came in regards to film equipment. So I just did this show. I wanted to portray four identical brothers who use their talents of being a comedian, a radio show host, a well-known entertainer, and a scientist slash superhuman to try to make the world a better place. And this is a show that I've been working on for a while, and I'm glad to say that I've had phenomenal people like yourself, Queen, who has shed some light on this show, because I feel like what it represents is I try my best to represent African unity, African empowerment, but just showing our people how we really don't need to depend on these inhumane industries to produce anything or to do what we love to do. And I want to give a special shout out to um, Queen Janie, because she's always opening doors for me from an agent perspective, and also for Fourth and Seal TV Network for being the first platform that's actually said, you know what, we want to actually feature the House of Reggie's TV show on this particular network and branch it out globally. So these are just things that I've done when it comes in regards to production for this TV show. And a lot of people have said, hey man, sell your soul, Reggie, sell your soul. It's better to do that. I'm so glad that I didn't go that route. And not trying to give any motivation or anything, but I know that I've also created this platform so it could be a home for our people.
Mm.
Um, so I always try to make sure that if anybody wants a, website page, I make it to where it's £7 at the most for you to per month to have your own page on the rhtelevisions.com website. If you want to have your brand featured during commercial breaks of our TV show, we have that option as well. So I'm always trying to make these platforms a way for our people just to have another home, because I know there's many of them out there. So we don't have to continue to go down the lines or feed into any form of the oppressor's hand, or just into the oppressor's hand in general. So that's basically my thoughts on production.
Brilliant, brilliant, Reggie. Let's quickly have a look.
Absolutely. Yes, ma'am.
I'll take the matter into my own hands. and put away YR and his brothers for good.
The House of Reggie's TV show is a show that I created back in 2019, where it revolves around myself portraying four identical brothers. You got a comedian, he's identified by always having a cap that says CR on it. You got a radio show host, he's always identified by wearing either a star cap or having his name somewhere in the screen. And then you got YR, he's a well-known entertainer who he usually wears all black, or he wears a beanie with a small little O on the top of it. And you also have the superhuman, a brother named Legacy, and he's identified by just being bald. And this is a character who has every superpower that you could think of, from teleportation to super speed to snapping his fingers, turning nothing into whatever he can think of. So with these brothers, they face trials and tribulations every single day, every single episode within the franchise. And they have evil entities that are haunting them, keeping them from trying to stay unified and also make the world a better place. With this show, I put it on the RH TV network, which is a network that I am the founder of, because I wanted to represent African unity, African empowerment, and just truth on all accounts. To catch this TV show, visit rhtelevisions.com. We'll see you there.
Brilliant. Let's move on to the next one.
Oh, okay. Sounds good. Thank you for showing that, by the way, Quinn. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
So, YR, you've mentioned numerous times, be it through a quote or a lyric, that power is fake, and we must realize it before it's too late. What did you mean by that?
Well, just like the quote says, see, to me, those who seem as if they are truly powerful are truly weak. And those who seem like they are truly weak are truly powerful. Case in point, a leader of an entire country needs millions and billions of people to vote for him.
And I don't think it's on the screen.
Even him or her, just to remain in power. But true power comes
So is it not showing?
See,
Sorry, 1 second.
All right.
Let's go back.
So, YR, numerous times, be it through a quote or a lyric, that power is fake, and we must realize it before it's too late. What did you mean by that?
It should be
well,
good
just like the quote
now.
says, see, to me,
So, YR, you've mentioned numerous times, be it through a quote or a lyric, that power is fake, and we must realize it before it's too late. What did you mean by that?
well, just like the quote says, see, to me, those who seem as if they are truly powerful are truly weak. And those who seem like they are truly weak are truly powerful. Case in point, a leader of an entire country needs millions and billions of people to vote for him or her and believe in him or her just to remain in power. But true power comes from within, does it not? See, to me, if you were truly powerful, you wouldn't need the votes, the attention, and energy from others. Many people are programmed to...
Programmed? I'm sorry. What does that mean?
My apologies. That's just another polite way of saying brainwashed. As I was saying, many people are programmed to believe in these evil leaders. Many people are programmed to give their all to these evil leaders. Hell, even give their lives to these evil leaders.
So we're just supposed to overthrow the world's governments? The world would be in a massive war zone if that happened, with no leadership.
With all due respect, man, it already is.
Lovely.
Thank you, Quinn. Thank you. Thank you for playing that clip. I appreciate it.
You're so welcome. Bonsoir, Pierre. Comment tu vas? Yeah, Reggie. We are in 2022. So
Yes,
why
ma'am.
is it so important for us to tell our own stories? Why do you think it's so needed and very important for us to tell our own stories?
As simply put as I possibly can, the worst thing that us as a people can do is have someone who has never gone through our traumas or gone through our walks of life tell our stories for us. So I know this might even shoot down, my growth as a director, as running my own TV show. But I'll say this: I think it's terrible that us as a people, we sit around and we wait on the next big show that's going to be produced by a Caucasian-owned or white-owned production company to tell us facts that we can look up on our own, facts that have been hidden from us, so we can continue to live a lie rather than to live our truth. So I know it's very important for our people to share our stories, do research, and also just make sure that we are not feeding into the lies, but we are constantly trying to feed into the truths. So that way we can be on the right path of freeing and liberating ourselves from all forms of oppression. Because when people always come to me and be like, Reggie, are all people outside of the melanated and African race or the black race, are they racist? And I say, well, if they're showing tendencies, then obviously they are. I mean, the definition I said earlier, I stick to that. Every group outside of the melanated and African race who's trying to benefit off our misfortunes, making us feel as low as humanly possible in every way, shape, form, or fashion, just so they can strip us of our all and feed it into their communities, feeding into this inhumane system that's built off of everything negative and inhumane that you could possibly think of. That's not okay. So when it comes in regards to these industries, we as a people need to stop trying to feed our money and feed our resources into these Caucasian owned or white owned productions. We need to start doing that for ourselves. And we have plenty of phenomenal productions that us as a people have produced all over the world. So I think that needs to be our focal point, of us not only telling our own stories, but watching some that's already been established. If that's the way that you want to look at truth, by all means do that. But at the same time, just know that can be one of many ways for you to find out or just see for the first time how phenomenal, or just see in general how phenomenal you are. You are the original people of this world and possibly the universe. So why wouldn't you want to discover that? And why would you want someone else to tell your story rather than you? Because you are actually living it. You are living proof that when we put our minds to anything, and we have our mindset on anything is possible. And can't nobody stop us. So I know I'm babbling, Queen, but yeah, that's my take on us as a people telling our stories and not letting anyone outside of our communities do that.
That's right.
Sorry about that. My mom calling. I don't know why she's calling and she sees that I'm on live right now. That is so wrong. And I'm giving her compliments. If she sees what I just said, she watching. I don't know
I'm
what this.
sure. I'm sure as soon as we're done, you're going to,
Oh yeah. Oh, she gonna get it. She
oh
know better.
yeah,
She know better. She know better. You know. But it's all right.
yeah, Reggie.
Mhm.
Well, what you're doing, I can't say it enough, is so important. One thing is being so complacent, like, and be just sitting down and be talking about problems. But when it comes to actions, if we are not taking any action that actually going to make things work for us, then we can't expect any result. So that's why I'm so excited each time I meet someone that is not only about the talking, but is about actions. I really respect that. So you have my full support.
Likewise.
How do you see our media in 2022, like in terms of certain things that we can be more intentional about and push it harder? How do you see the black media in 2022 with everything that we've been through and everything that's still going on? Do you think we are doing what we're supposed to do? Are we doing enough for our people?
I will say this. I'm a person to where if there is a problem, I want us to focus on the solutions rather than the problem. So I'm gonna say this. There are many problems with our people, of course. But the last thing I want to do is expose them and say, oh my goodness, we need to get better without saying a solution. So I would say a solution to our problems when it comes in regards to our media is to where we need to stop giving in to the negative stereotypes that have been placed onto us by the oppressors. Because remember, they place these stereotypes onto you because that's a big part of who they are. but they just want you to take the fall for it. So we need to stop feeding into that lie or that logic. Another thing we need to start doing is we need to just start being accustomed to sharing and loving and caring for each other. It's so funny to me, Queen, because I tell this, there's a queen out here in the UK called Auntie Jean. And when I go to her, I always tell her, hey, can you please, or ask her, can you please share this information? Little old Reggie, I don't have a lot of money, Queen. I'm not a baller at all. I purchased some land in Okpeji, Opeji. I purchased a land plot out there in Okpeji, Nigeria. And while doing that, I made it to where it's free land, to where our people is agricultural land, to where our people can grow crops for free. And that could possibly eliminate any form of hunger. They can sell whatever crops they grow, so that could eliminate any form of poverty. So little old Reggie is doing this, but you got tons of people out here who make big money and everything, and they don't even think about doing stuff like that. Us as a people, like you said earlier, Queen, we need to just start. It needs to start being just common, or just our natural state to just help each other, and not help feed a problem, but help us get out of problems, so that way we never look back again. So I feel like when it comes in regards to our media, I feel like this is a tool that we should use, not to try to do for me, but do for we. That's my take on that.
Respect. Yeah. I love that mindset. And the sooner we realize that we don't, one, we don't have time,
Mhm.
two, we are all we got,
Yep.
then, that we are already on the right path if we carrying those two mindsets wherever we find ourselves, and don't feel like, oh, I'm from the States or from the UK, or I'm from Ghana, or I'm from Togo, or I'm from wherever, as a black person, if I can put it like that, someone that look, like us, me and you, is what we need to focus on is how can I be part of the solution?
Yes.
And it's going to come with all sort of craziness. Sometimes you're going to come across certain people that look like you, but their mindset is completely different, or the way they view things are complete, it's just the opposite. But that shouldn't stop us to love us, pour into them, and keep going. So I
I
respect
mean,
that.
yeah, and another thing is too, Queen, piggybacking on what you just said, we have a
Mm.
lot of people to where I'm all for different places having their own culture. But if your culture is leading you to want to be divisive amongst your own people who look just like you,
Bye.
obviously
Bye.
you are looking at your culture from a perspective of a slave. Because I've been
Mm.
around people, oh, you're from America, y'all like this, y'all like that, and I'm like, oh, I found one. But instead of me calling this person a slave or being derogative, I pulled them to the side respectfully, because I don't want all our stuff
Yes.
publicized and making it to where other people are programmed to think, oh, all we do is fight. None of that. We can
Mhm.
pull these people to the side and be like, hey, look, with all due respect, even though you were born and raised in a certain part of the world, does
Mm.
not mean that I want to look at you from a different a different perspective, or from a
Kind
way
of
of where,
looking
yeah, you're
looking
disrespectful,
down on people like I'm
respectful.
better than you, kind of thing.
I never want that to be the case. What I want is for us, okay, respect the
Oh yeah.
differences, but don't
Mm-hmm.
allow that to divide us. Let's respect these differences and the differences of culture, and let's try to unify in all accounts. If somebody wants to learn English, I'll be happy to do that. If I'm trying to learn another language, why can't it be happy for, you know what I'm saying? So it's just one of those things. And I will say this, English is not our natural language, and we need to start realizing that. So there are people who's trying to teach me um not just Swahili, but correct me if I'm wrong, Queen. You
Yoruba?
Kwaba? Yoruba. I don't know
Oh,
why I said
Yoruba.
Kwaba.
Okay.
I was
Okay.
thinking of Kwaba, but yeah, Yoruba.
Yoruba.
And
Okay.
I'm trying to learn that particular language. I'm getting there, but that's just one example. My thing is to where any form of divisiveness is created by the evil, inhumane cowards who want
Mm.
us to be divided, because we all know the saying: the more divided we are, the easily conquered we become. So I
That's
don't
right.
get into any of that. So I don't care where you're from, what you know, and what you
Mhm.
do. I'm not feeding into any divisiveness. So I always try to stick with unity rather than division. So that's my take. I just want to piggyback on that.
That's the way forward. Unity, respect,
Yes,
and try to understand where the other person is coming from. Don't be don't be judgmental. Let's put it like that.
yes.
Straightforward. Yeah. Uh, yeah, Reggie, what is your community give back?
My community give back.
Yep.
Anything I do, Queen, I
Mm,
do it because I love our people. So I really don't try to. I don't. I would never. I was raised to where us as a people shouldn't do things because we want any type of credibility for it. So you already know me personally, Queen. Anybody who
mhm.
knows me personally or anybody who wants to connect with me, I always talk to them, and if I have it, so do they. So that's my take on community give back because I don't want to put the spotlight on. Like I said, me, I want it to be on we. So
On
that's
others.
I'm just that's usually what I do. And anything that is needed, if I have it, so do you. I
Mm,
try my best to deliver that in any way that I possibly can. But I don't feed into problems. I feed into solutions. So
yeah.
remember that too.
Yeah.
That's the best I can put it because I don't
Nice.
want to where it's like Reggie's doing this for the community. It's like, no, that's supposed to be a commonality. We supposed to be doing these things, and that's what,
Busy. Be
yeah,
busy about that life.
exactly.
Yeah, but I know personally, like you help people that also want to be in the same industry because you
Yeah,
have, the knowledge. You share that for free, which I really really admire because we need more conscious people, more conscious actors like yourself. So if they are maybe even younger, for example, and they are, their dream is to become an actor like yourself one day, they need that good role model that can, shape them, if I can say that, or train them, and prepare them mentally because, once they are in the real world out there, if they are so desperate, for fame, and they don't stand for the right thing, is easily, their head can just turn so quickly on the other side. So they need, people like yourself, and I have to, share that with the public because, it's beautiful to always talk, but your talent you have, your expertise, who are you sharing those expertise with? Who are you training? Because if you want things to change rapidly, well, we have to also move rapidly when it comes to the sharing, not thinking about, the me and I all the time. So, that's why I asked that question.
and if you don't mind, Quinn, I'll piggyback on two things.
Okay.
First of all, thank you, and like I said, all credit goes to my elders and the ancestors who come before me,
Mm,
the good ancestors. And
mm,
another thing is too is to where I know you said dream. I always try to avoid that analogy because I feel like the
mm.
only way for you to dream, you have to be asleep.
Ah,
I want our people to live life so that way we can enjoy it. We're living life, we're awake, we're actually just living and embracing it. Another thing is too is to where I
mm,
I have had my dabbles into sports industry, film
mm.
industry, music industry, you name it,
Wow.
industry. And I would say this,
Mm,
my philosophy is create your own, unify with your own people. So that way you don't have to be attached to any form of inhumanity or a system that pretends like they're for you, but they're really against you. So that
mm-hmm.
would be my advice to any person who's, oh, I want to be a big
Inspiring.
famous.
Yeah.
Remember, they have created this. And I was talking to my wife one day. We were looking up at the stars because I'm boring, Queen. So what I do for fun is probably just stay all night, just look at the stars, or during the day, just look at nature. I'm a boring person. But
You
the reason that
you
they
are
call it stars,
sorry,
that's me.
Reggie. You are answering your next question.
Oh, my apologies. Oh, well, I apologize. I ain't trying to, yeah. But I ain't trying to ruin your job or mess you over. No, I apologize.
That's
But the
okay.
reason that they call it stars is because
Mm,
you're surrounded by darkness. So I always try to tell people to where if your agenda is to try to be better
mhm,
or possibly worse than someone or something, then that's
mm,
not a life that you should be living. And anyone
mm,
who's trying to set you up for that particular life isn't someone that is for you. They're obviously against you. That's why I always say I don't believe in these oppressors. I don't believe in these celebrities. I don't believe in these, these people who try to make it seem like they're leaders. Because a true leader would never put us in the states that we are constantly in. They would
Mm,
always make sure that us as a people are respected, especially the original people are respected on all accounts. And until that happens, I will not give any credit to any of these individuals who claim themselves to be leaders over our
mm.
people or amongst our people.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Reggie,
Uh-huh.
for those that don't know you, I know
Yes,
you
ma'am.
have also your podcast. Can you touch on that a little bit before we close out?
Yeah, absolutely, Queen. Thank you so much. So I haven't been on my podcast in a while, and Queen, I would love for you to come on as a guest. It'll be an honor. It's the
Okay.
Reggie Haynes. It's the Reggie Haynes podcast show, and it's a show to where I just present what I believe to be truth. Now, I'm pretty sure if when I start back on it, I'm gonna be having some different perspectives based off of what I used to say. But everything that I do, whether it's the TV show, the music, the podcast, is for mature audiences. So I always try to make sure that even though I'm using any type of profane language, I try to
Mm,
dial it back and say, hey, look, you know what? If it's unnecessary, I apologize. But if it is, it's because of my passion. And because I'm very young, I have a lot to learn in that department. And I'm learning as I grow.
mm,
So please bear with me if you listen to these old episodes and be like, oh my goodness. I'm trying, like I said, I'm just trying my best to move forward from that and just be on the ground to where any and everybody can listen to this platform without being shot away by any type of profane language. But I always try to present what I believe to be truth, African empowerment, and African unity. And that's pretty much
right.
what the podcast is about. The Reggie Haynes podcast show. You can type it in on Google and it should be on different platforms.
Awesome. How has your acting career been since you moved down to the UK?
You know what? So it really hasn't been a change because on the TV show, I'm here. So it hasn't really been different. I would say that season one and season two, I did it all. That was all me. Coming
Right.
in season three, I collaborated with some, unique people who were phenomenal as well. Carlos Navarro, my wife,
Hmm.
um, Ala Say, Darshay Rowe, Isha Marguerite, Devane Boyd, just to name a few. And this was
Hmm.
a great experience because acting amongst yourself, it can be difficult, but as time goes on, just like anything else, it can become easy. The same thing with acting with different people who you never worked with before. So I feel like having these experiences with different people definitely just became um, more enjoyable as time went on because everybody knows their roles. Everybody knows that we bring nothing but respect
Hmm.
and being very considerate and considerateness to if that's a word, to the set. And we leave all of our egos and our problems at the door. And I feel like that makes for a great production team. And hopefully when people watch these episodes, they can see how that transitions onto the main screen or to the big screen.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Anyway, I know you have a heart for our people,
Mhm.
and my question now is, when are are you actually planning to visit, any countries or on the continent, in the near future?
So I'm gonna be honest with you, Queen. I do want to visit the land that I own, Paji, in
Mm,
Nigeria.
in
But there's been
Nigeria.
so many people who's just been like trying to fear monger me, and I'd be like, "Why are you fear mongering me?" Like,
Ah,
like, "Oh, don't go there unless you got security, or don't go there." And I'm like, "Okay,
yeah, I've heard
um,
that.
yeah, you see what I'm saying?" So I will definitely be visiting Nigeria, Ghana, just a few places because what I'm trying to do is I'm
Mm,
trying to purchase different land plots so that can just be free land for our people,
mhm,
agricultural and residential, and just start building free neighborhoods out there for our people and not
mm,
have any interference from the government. Because if the government try to shut it down, I'm gonna step in and be like, "Hey, man, see, you're exposing yourself as being part of the problem rather than the solution." So I will
mhm.
try to visit those places so I can try to figure out a plan for our people. And for anybody that see this, if I'm coming out there, respect, and I'm gonna leave it at that. So I will try to visit those.
Lovely, lovely, Reggie.
Yeah.
Please tell the viewers where they can find you.
Yes. So if anyone has an Instagram, my Instagram handles are at the real Reggie Haynes. Also my music one is at Reggie Haynes official music page. And then for the RHTV network, it's at the RHTV network. And as far as the website is concerned, for the to view the House of Reggie's TV show, it's RH Televisions. That's RH, those two letters, televisions with an S.com. And if you go there, like I said before, the House of Reggie's TV show is a pay-per-view network, and it costs £1. And I think when it comes to transferring of the currency to US, that's going to be $1.30 to 40 cents per episode. But if you buy the playlist, it'll be cheaper compared to you buying a single episode, and that's with both currencies. So that's how people can reach me. And if anyone or wants to have any, or they need a videographer or an editor, all of my prices are on my website, and I do work in the London or the UK area. So yeah, that's basically how you can reach me. And if anyone, when it comes in regards to any type of advice that I could give, whether it's in regards to mentoring, music, film industry, etc., if I have the answers, what I think is the truth, I'll try my best to deliver it to you. But if I don't have the answers, I apologize in advance. But that's pretty much how everybody can reach me.
I love and respect that.
Yes,
Donc,
like
pour nos frères francophones, notre frère Reggie Haynes, c'est un afro-descendant et comme je l'ai mentionné au départ, c'est un acteur aussi et là, il a partagé avec nous ce qui l'a inspiré à devenir acteur. Et ce que j'aime particulièrement avec ce frère, c'est que c'est un acteur conscient, dans le sens où il ne prend pas de n'importe quel rôle, mais il joue plutôt ou prend des rôles qui vont inspirer d'autres personnes, qui vont vraiment nous montrer la grandeur, si je peux dire ça, qui est en nous. Donc, c'est à peu près ce que je peux partager à propos de ce qu'il a dit et ce qu'il a motivé en fait. Il peut être aussi comme les autres acteurs, mais il comprend l'importance d'être exemplaire. Je crois que c'est le mot. C'est quand il s'agit des rôles que tu prends en tant qu'acteur ou actrice. Donc, j'aime tellement ça à propos de lui. Et c'est, comme je l'ai dit, c'est un acteur conscient qui prend ou joue des rôles vraiment qu'il faut, enfin, il nous a aussi parlé, pardon, de son show The House of Reggie qui est disponible sur son site d'internet. Je vais ajouter le lien de son site aussi dans la barre de description. Et il a aussi son podcast, je vais ajouter ça, et puis sa chaîne YouTube. Et donc, là, ils aident aussi d'autres personnes. C'est pas comme ils les forment et prendre de l'argent, non, ils les aident seulement des gens qui veulent aussi être dans ce même domaine, dans le domaine du cinéma, par exemple, ils les forment aussi. Donc là, c'est ce qu'il a sous son cœur en fait, en aidant d'autres personnes sans demander de l'argent. Donc, je crois que c'est quelque chose qui est vraiment bien. Et on a besoin des acteurs conscients comme lui, que ce soit en Hollywood ou que ce soit où que vous soyez, des acteurs conscients qui peuvent bien nous représenter et inspirer la génération, notre génération en fait. Et puis ceux aussi qui sont quand même plus jeunes que nous, c'est très, très important. Donc, il a parlé de l'unité du peuple noir où que nous soyons. Donc, c'est des choses que j'aime beaucoup quand il s'agit de ce que ce frère a partagé avec nous. Donc, c'est juste un petit résumé pour partager les points clés de l'entretien de ce soir et merci de nous avoir suivis. Si c'est votre première fois, n'oubliez pas de vous abonner et activer votre cloche afin de ne pas rater mes nouvelles vidéos et envoyez-moi un message ou un mail si vous voulez aussi nous joindre ici et partager ce que vous faites pour inspirer d'autres personnes. Reggie, do you have anything you like to leave with the viewers before we end the show tonight?
Absolutely, Queen. First off, I want to say thank you so much for this tremendous, phenomenal opportunity. It's been an honor to have, just being here. I love what you're doing for our people, and I know that our people, I speak for all of us when I say this, that we really appreciate you and everything that you're doing for us. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Another thing is to special shout outs, my mother, my sister back home in Texas. They are my heart, and of course my lovely wife. These
Mm.
are the three most important women in my life, and without them, I definitely wouldn't be,
Mhm.
as calm and where I am today. They've definitely, saved my life on numerous occasions, and I'm very thankful to them. Shout out to my elders, not just back home in Texas, but all over the globe, who have
Mm.
definitely helped me, whether it's been physically or in spirit. And for all of my ancestors, the good ones, our ancestors, Queen, the ones who their spirituality flows through us, leading us to shed light on the darkness so we can rid of it all, not just within ourselves, but amongst our people. So shout out to our ancestors for just giving us, that spirituality that's definitely needed throughout our lives. Another thing is to shout out to the agent, Queen Janie, to all of, my African family, and also to the Fourth Seal TV network. The House of Reggie's TV show will start airing on there along with our network, rhtelevisions.com. And it's going to be under Roku TV. So be on the lookout for that. Fourth, that's the number 4TH space Seal SEAL space TV network. And it's going to be airing the House of Reggie's TV show and some other things that we have working on. So I want to give a special shout out to them for the gracious opportunity to have our work on there. And that's pretty much all I have, Queen. Thank you, thank you, thank you again for the opportunity. Much love and
Beautiful.
respect to you.
Lovely, lovely. Thanks so much for your time and for sharing your journey with us. Truly
Pleasure.
appreciate you. And thanks everyone for tuning in tonight. And I'll be taking some break. So you're not going to see me live for some weeks. Yeah. But you're going to see me, when you see me. Yeah. Let's put it like that. But there will be some content right, on the channel for you. Please share the videos, subscribe if you're new here, and also follow me and Reggie Haynes on Instagram. All the links will be in the description box. So thanks so much for watching, and I will see you all very soon. Take care.